Osterville Village Library, and for today's selection of First Chapter Fridays, I'd like to share with you a book called Amal Unbound, and this book is by Aisha Saeed. And I'm going to start by reading you a little bit of the flyleaf. Amal has big dreams until a nightmarish encounter. 12-year-old Amal's dream of becoming a teacher one day is dashed in an instant when she accidentally insults a member of her Pakistani village's ruling family. As punishment for her behavior, she is forced to leave her heartbroken family and go to work at their estate. Amal is distraught, but has faced setbacks before. So she summons her courage and begins navigating the complex rules of life as a servant, with all of its attendant jealousies and pecking order woes. Most troubling, though, is Amal's increasing awareness of the deadly measures the Khan family will go to in order to stay in control. It's clear that their hold over her village will never loosen as long as everyone is too afraid to challenge them. So if Amal is to have any chance of ensuring her loved one's safety and winning back her freedom, she must find a way to work with the other servants to make it happen. Chapter 1. I watched from the window as the boys tumbled out of the brick schoolhouse across the field from us. Our class was running over again. Girls shifted in their seats and snuck glasses at the clock above the chalkboard. My friend Hafsa sighed. And finally, I have some bad news, Miss Sadia told us. She picked up a stack of papers from her desk. I finished grading your math tests. Only 5 of you passed. The class let out a collective groan. Now, she hushed us. This just means we have more work to do. We'll go over it tomorrow, and we'll take another test next week. Those questions were hard, my younger sister Seema whispered to me. We lined up by the chalkboard at the front of the class to get our tests. I should have stayed with the younger class till fall. Oh, come on. You know you probably passed, I whispered back. When have you ever failed an exam? Seema tugged at her sleeves as she walked up to Miss Sadia. It was only in the arms that you could see my old uniform was too big on her. Miss Sadia handed Seema the paper. As expected, Seema's worried expression shifted to a smile, and her steps were lighter before she slipped out of the classroom. I'm sorry, I can't help today, I told Miss Sadia once the room was empty. This was my favorite part of the day, when everyone left and it was just the two of us. The building felt like it had exhaled, expanding a little bit without all 34 of us crammed two to a desk, filling up nearly every square inch of space. My mother's in bed again. Is the baby almost here? Yes. So my father said I have to come home and watch my sisters. I'll miss your help, Amal, but he's right. Family comes first. I knew helping family was what a good eldest daughter did. But this time after school with Miss Sadia wasn't just fun, it was important. I wanted to be a teacher when I grew up, and who better to learn from than the best teacher I'd ever had. I loved washing the chalkboard, sweeping the floor, and hearing stories of her college days. I loved watching her go over lessons and then rework them based on what worked and what hadn't the day before. I learned so much from watching her. How could my father not understand? I could still use your help with the poetry unit next week, she told me. Some of the students are grumbling about it. Think you could convince Hafsa to give it a chance? You know how she rallies the others to her side. She'll listen to you. I don't think she minds reading the poems. It's the writing of them that makes her nervous. You'd think everyone would be happy to write poetry. It's shorter than an essay. It's different. The great poets like Ghalib, Rumi, Iqbal, they had things to say. And you don't have things to say? Well, what would I write about? My little sister? my father's sugarcane fields and orange groves. I mean, I love reading poems, but there's nothing for me to really write about. Our life's boring. That's not true. Write about what you see. Write about your dreams. Pakistan was founded by the dreams of poets. Aren't we of the same earth? Miss Sadia's dramatic way of talking was one of the reasons I loved her, but I was not convinced. It's not that I wasn't proud of my family and of our life. I was lucky to belong to one of the more prosperous families in our Punjabi village. But it didn't change the fact that I lived in a village so tiny, it didn't even register a dot on the map. But I promised I would talk to Hafsa. This is what I now remember most about my last afternoon at school. The smell of the dusty chalkboard, the sound of the students lingering outside the door, and mostly how easily I took my ordinary life for granted. This book is part of our Reading is a Window to Your World display here in the children's room, which is a year-long display. And we hope that you will come in and check it out.